Greetings, everyone. I'm just doing a deck tech here, a quick one. It's not going to take long, but I've been working on my Breya Etherium Shaper deck. So she's a white, blue, black, and red, so a 4-color commander. I tried to do slivers one time, but I just hate slivers. All right, hate's a strong word, but yeah, it's just I can't do 5-color, and 4-color's kind of pushing it. But she's a cool commander. I pulled her once already and traded her, and I pulled her in a pack last week, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a deck. So she's a legendary artifact creature human, Breya the Etherium Shaper. When she enters, create 2 blue, 1/1 blue Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. 2, tap 2, sacrifice 2 artifacts, choose 1. She deals 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. Target creature gets -4/-4 until end of turn, or you gain 5 life. So she's a little bit of everything all in one. I've read that she used to be like a serious commander back in the day, so she seems fun. But what I've got going on here is, so for my artifacts pile, I'm doing Lotus Petal for ramp, Sensei's Divining Top for top decking, Skull Clamp for tokens, Mycosynthelatus for shenanigans. I'm not exactly sure quite what yet, but we'll figure it out. Mox Amber for ramp, Soul Ring for ramp, Chrome Mox for amp, Lotus Bloom for ramp, Roaming Throne for doubling triggers, Mirror Battle Sphere, that seemed useful, Repurposing Bay, seems pretty useful in this deck, and Thran Dynamo for more ramp. Maybe I should tone it down on the ramp, I'm not sure. For sorceries, I've got Diabolic Intent to get a tutor and a sack trigger at the same time. Blood Money for making artifact token. You turn all the creatures into artifact tokens, mainly ramp. Diabolic Tutor as a kind of toned down sort of tutor going on. Irenicus's Vile Duplication to make a copy of whatever creature, legendary or not, on the battlefield that's awesome that you would also like a copy of. I could make a copy of Breya if I wanted to, but we'll see. Wrath of God, board wipe. Approach the Second Sun as a Oops I Win card. White Sun's Twilight as a board wipe, and artifact token creation. An Hour of Reckoning, destroy all non-token creatures, and I can convoke it. Now, also, disclaimer, this list will change probably. There's going to be different things. I've already, later on, a little bit later, I'm going to be going to a local game shop, Shuffled, in Salisbury, here in Adelaide. Shout out to them. Hashtag Shuffled. But most of the people that work there are pretty cool. I like going there. I like trading my chaff and things that I don't need and that I can't trade. I've had high dollar items that I can't trade. No one wants them, that I'll trade in there and get stuff that I want. So that's what I do. But anyway, I'm gonna get more additions to this, and I'm probably gonna make quite a few cuts. There are cards that are gonna stay in here and some that are gonna leave, but these are all options. So for my instance pile, Withering Torment, Creature Destruction, and Enchantment Destruction. Untimely Malfunction, that just seems like it's perfect for being in here. Enlightened Tutor for tutoring up those artifact and enchantment cards. Dark Ritual for ramp, Cabal Ritual for ramp. Stroke of Midnight for just non-land permanent destruction. Pongify for creature destruction. Source of Plowshares for creature destruction. And Counterspell. Now seeing that I only have 1 counterspell in here, I might want to change that and have some more counters in here and turn things, switch things around a little bit. But these are all options that are going in here. This is what I've pulled so far. It's hard for me to make cuts to in the end. So this is my enchantment package. Weapons Manufacturing from Edge of Eternities, which is a good card that'll probably stay in here. Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, create a colorless artifact token named Munitions with, when this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. So, not only do you create a token, but you can sack it to Breya, do damage to someone, and since it's leaving the battlefield, it also does 2 additional damage to any target. It's crazy. So, Descent into Avernus. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 Descent counters on Descent into Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens, and Descent into Avernus deals X damage to each player, where X is the number of Descent counters on Descent into Avernus. That may or may not stay. It's a great card. I only have 1 left. I've traded 2 or 3 away. But it might not be good for this particular deck. Artificer class, this will probably stay in here. First artifact spell you cast each turn, costs 1 less to cast. Excellent. When this class becomes level 2, reveal cards from the top of your library, and you reveal an artifact card, put that card into your hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library at a random order. And then level 3, at the beginning of your end step, create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control. So, it's very good. And here's a beauty. Extended Art Smothering Tithe from Double Masters. Pulled that a long time ago, but that's a good one. And that, again, makes artifact tokens that can get sacrificed to Breya. Teleportation Circle to flicker some creatures that will have good ETBs, including Breya herself, because she makes Thopters every time she comes in and goes out. And then finally, Phyrexian Rita, just for card draw. So, for my more than 3 casting cost on the curve, let me get rid of that, because that's not more than 3. Creatures, Kappa Cannoneer. Artifacts can convoke it, basically. Ward 4, whenever Kappa Cannoneer or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on Kappa Cannoneer, and it can't be blocked this turn, so he can turn into a big boy. Stormkiln Artist, to create treasure tokens every time I create an instant, every time I do an instant or sorcery spell. Or copy. And it gets 1/1/1 for each artifact I control, so he can turn into a big boy. Urza Lord High Artificer, the douchebag himself. Like, people hate him as commander. He's just in the 99 enabling artifact shenanigans. And then another Urza Chief Artificer, because he commands a commander deck from Brothers War. I forget which one it is, but it's the Urza one. It's good. And he's got good artifact stuff going on as well as he makes 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature tokens with, it gets 1/1 for each artifact I control every turn. So he makes big boys every turn. Pitiless Plunderer. So anytime a creature I have dies, it creates an artifact. Urza, Prince of Krug. Artifact creatures get +2/+2. And I can create a token that's a copy of target artifact I control, except it's a 1/1 soldier creature type in addition to its other types. So yeah. And then not an artifact. Mirkwood Bats, for tokens entering and exiting the battlefield. Each opponent loses life. So that's a win condition in itself. Now, for my long list of 3 or less creatures, Thopter Engineer creates a 1/1 artifact Thopter with flying when it comes into play, and all my artifact creatures gain haste, so that's all right. Marionette Apprentice, easily a auto include in here. Changeling Wayfinder, when it enters, I search my library for a basic land, reveal it, put it in my hand, and shuffle. Need it. Ornithopter of Paradise. Some more ramp. Pinnacle Emissary. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless drone artifact creature token with flying. And this token can block only creatures with flying, and I can warp it in too. Third Pass the Iconoclast. Whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. So much token creation. Oswald Fiddlebender. His magical tinkering ability, 1 white and tap. Sacrifice an artifact. Search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value. Put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. Activate only as a sorcery, so he tutors stuff. Forensic Gadgeteer. Whenever I cast an artifact spell, I investigate. So I create a clue token, which is an artifact token for card draw. And activated abilities, my artifacts I control cost 1 less to cast. So that's good. Grand Barda Polisher, just to be a little bit stacksy. Esper Sentinel for card draw. Academy manufacturer to double or triple tokens. Alloy Mirror as ramp, Junk Diver as recursion, Trinket Mage as a tutor sort of situation, Gadrick the Crown Scourge as an artifact enabled douchebag dragon, Psymaster's Thopterist, which creates a token every time I cast an artifact spell, and every time I sacrifice 2 artifacts, I can draw a card with them. Emery Lurker of the Lock for some graveyard shenanigans, and Ellis Ilkor Sadistic Pilgrim. So whenever a creature enters, I gain a life, and whenever another creature I control dies, each opponent loses 1. So I'm not sure exactly what of those creatures I'm going to get rid of or keep. They're all good, but are they all going to be perfect for this deck? No. So I'm going to have to do some cuts. And then I've got Duretti Scrap Savant as a Planeswalker. He's good in this. I can do card draw. I can do artifact sacking to return an artifact from my graveyard to the battlefield. So there's some graveyard recursion with him, and I can ultimate his emblem. Whenever an artifact is put in my graveyard from the battlefield, return that card to the battlefield at the beginning of your next turn step. So he might come out though, because I don't see myself trying to discard heaps. Tezzeret the Seeker, fucking evil. I've had him for a long time. And the 2 cards, the evil one, they're both kind of douchebags in their own right, but some artifact enabler stuff. So yeah, that's what I've got going on right now. This is the new deck I'm working on. A little later, I have some pieces to pick up from the local card shop. And I may work on this more later. But yeah, this is where I'm at with this deck. This is my next project. So, Breya Etherium Shaper, just for fun. Oh, we'll go through my land package. I'm going to have to make some cuts here too, because I do want some actual basic lands in here. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 non-basic lands in here. I don't know if I want to keep 26 non-basics. We'll see. But I've got Steam Vents, Training Center, Fettered Tools, Sunken Hollow, Watery Grave, Caves of Kylos, Godless Shrine, Shattered Sanctum, Hallowed Fountain, Dark Arb Waste, Sea of Clouds, Dragon Skull Sunrise, Sulphur Springs, Blood Crypt, Canyon Slough, Smoldering Marsh, Command Tower, Urza's Tower, Urza's Mine, Urza's Power Plant, Urza's Cave, Temple of the False God, Exotic Orchard, Maze of Ith, Urza's Workshop, which is maybe good for this, and Battlefield Forage. So that's what I've got going on here. I hope you enjoyed just a quick rundown. I'll show more off when I actually have this deck sussed out completely. Right now, these are just, a lot of this will be in there, but there's a lot of just things that'll be optional that I'm seeing now. I'm looking at it after a few days ago when I actually started this list, being like, that might be a little bit too much, or that's not really going to do much in here. So there will be cuts. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe, and feel free to comment, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.